Okay, so I want to talk about how it has got us now, how it's got us stuck from not pursuing our purpose and still not living it out. Number one, we had no generational wealth passed down to us. So because of that, we didn't have room to fully explore and find ourselves. Literally, you hear of our white counterparts who say they took a gap year after matric, and that gap year allowed them to travel. It allowed them to explore themselves, to learn themselves, to find out what they like. It's because they had the wealth in the family to do that. The wealth in their family could sponsor their travels. It allowed them room to not have the pressure of figuring everything out exactly after or immediately after matriculating. That's not a privilege that us Black kids, the majority of us Black kids had. We had the responsibility instead to create a poverty escape plan for our families. I remember for me personally, when I wanted to do psychology, I was like, no, 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 no. Who's gonna take us out of this mess if you want to study for 7 years? No, we need a quick return, quick return. Go to university, study something that won't take long, something that you are guaranteed will give you a job, and do that. That's what we got. We had to quickly find a way to make money. We had to create an escape plan out of poverty for our families very soon because we didn't have the luxury of this generational wealth that is waiting for us to make mistakes or to explore ourselves. Literally, you find people who said they went to university maybe in the first year to study engineering and they're like, oh, I don't like this. And they had the opportunity, they had the leg room, the leeway to go into art or go into whatever else, accounting, really to change their minds. We didn't have the opportunity to change our minds. You get to a course that is traditionally safe. They say engineering or accounting or construction or law or doctor, which also like a stretch because you study for eternity. But it was just like, guys, this is what we know has worked. When we look around us, engineers and accountants and lawyers, they make money. So anything outside of that bracket is a risk, and we couldn't take the risk. And so we really couldn't explore and find out what our place in this world is and how we can contribute to this world and making it a better place, how we can solve problems that really resonate with us, how we can apply our skills, how we can apply our talents, how we can apply our gifts, how we can be ourselves and make money by being ourselves, solve problems for people by being ourselves. We didn't have that privilege. Also, here's the thing, because our parents were excluded from so many things, right? Financial activity or financial participation, and really just the plethora of things that the world has got to offer. Even our exposure then got limited because we got to know what our parents knew. We got to go to schools that our parents could take us to that really didn't expose us too much. And so our selection was really just a handful: lawyer, doctor, accountant, engineer. eh, That's it. So because our exposure was limited, then it really boxed us into these traditional careers, these safe careers. Anything outside of this we can't vouch for, we don't trust. And what else did I write here? Our parents really didn't have a concept of purpose. Like our parents worked to survive. That was it. So good, you're going to find joy in your work. Good, your life counts for something, and you can create impact by being you, by applying your strengths, by using your story. They had no concept of purpose. Even now, it sounds like a privilege, like such leisure. The idea of doing something you absolutely love, the idea of living a purposeful life, the idea of using your story and your experience and your gift to create an impact in this world and solve problems and really just change the way things are. It is such a foreign concept to our parents. I think even my mom, when I say I'm coaching, I go live every day and people pay me to be a coach. My mom's like, what? So she appreciates what I do, but she doesn't fully understand it. When I talk about purpose, it's like really a foreign concept. So you can imagine then finishing varsity and saying, I want to pursue my purpose. We didn't even know what that was. And the reason why this purpose topic is so big now is because people are coming to the realization of, hey, there's a better way to live. We don't have to work just to pay the bills. We don't have to work just to survive. We can actually thrive. No, we can actually thrive. That is such a foreign concept, and we never got to pursue that because our parents didn't know. But things are different now, okay? Things are different, and I don't want you to be left out of the difference that we're now experiencing, and a change in the way that we work and how we do things, okay? So how has it still gotten us stuck now? The truth is we've got responsibility. We got into these jobs, we got exposed to so much money, and we got fancy cars, we got mortgages, or we're renting nice apartments. Our families, our responsibility. We've gotten into debt. We took on so much responsibility, and now we're just like, ugh, I can't afford to make a leap. I can't afford to leave these golden chains that have got me stuck. Mm, situations. But there's hope. Number two, the fear of the unknown. Would see, I don't know, will it work? And the truth is, I want to invalidate this fear. I absolutely don't like it when somebody invalidates how I feel, but this fear can be invalidated because we are seeing it work. We know people who have followed their passions and have followed their dreams. We know people who have dived into their purpose. We know people who are doing meaningful work in this world, people who have chosen themselves, people who have chosen joy, people who have chosen their purpose and are making a killing, not just financially, because people are making money in their purpose, but also they are happy. We look at people and we envy them and we're just like, oh, if I can only get that. So we know that it works. We know this is no longer the unknown. We know that it works, but we are so afraid. And our fear isn't that will it work? Our fear really is, will it work for me? I see these people starting their businesses. I see these people doing influencer work. I see these people traveling the world. I see these people actually making a living doing stuff that they like. It's great, but can it work for me? And I'm here to affirm that it can certainly work for you. It will. I always say that for as long as you are alive, your purpose is relevant for this generation, in this society, in this time. For as long as you're breathing, you can use your story, you can use your experience, you can use your life to impact this world. If there's no longer use for you, you will die. And maybe that's why I'm okay with dying just as long as I've lived the life I was meant to live, just as long as I live up to God's idea for my life and his design for what I was meant to live. So honestly, if you're still alive, there's use for you. There's a plan for your life. You can absolutely do great, find joy, create an impact, live sustainably, and live well. You don't just have to survive. There's an opportunity for you to thrive. So it's not that we don't know it can work. We know it can. And stop believing that it cannot work for you. It can and it will. You really just have to give it a shot. Another thing, the truth is that when you stay in a job that you don't like, or a job you hate, or a job isn't making the most use of you, it really does something in lowering your self-esteem and your confidence in what you can really do. When you are not where you are best placed, right? When you are in a job that really just you can do it, you're competent, but you don't excel, you are not in your zone of genius, let me tell you what happens. You get ratings at the end of the year or the beginning of the new year, and they tell you, oh, you did good or you did okay. You are never going to hear outstanding. And this is something I want to talk about in another episode, but let's go. You're never going to hear a rating that says outstanding or strong or very strong, because all you're doing is coasting. You're doing what you can. You're not fully maximized. You're not in purpose. You're like, I can do the job because I mean, I studied and I've got a brain and I can do it. But you're not excelling. And every day, it literally chips away at the confidence you have in who you can really be and just how much you can give to the world. Your increases are like at inflation. And you start thinking, Gutsi, really? Is this all I'm worth? They tell you can't earn more than this because of where you it it kills our confidence. It lowers our esteem. You really just tell yourself, Uzi, this is all I'm good for. My ratings are good or okay. Sometimes you need improvement. You never hear words like outstanding. You never hear words like excellent or very strong. And that's what happens when we choose the comfort zone. We are on autopilot. But when we actually say, no, man, there's more to me. I can do so much. I know I can do so much. In the At the back of your mind, you know you're brilliant. You know you can give so much, but where you are, you absolutely cannot because it's not possible. It really lowers our esteem. So how we're still stuck is that our confidence in what we can do, our confidence in our brilliance has tapered off. Our esteem and how confident in how excellent we can be has tapered off. And man, no, I want a better life for you. I want a better life for myself. And that's why I do the work that I do. That's why I push so hard. That's why I want really to this business to thrive and for my platforms to be monetized so I can really give my best and live my best life. That's why we do what we do. And not just for myself, but because I realize with the man, my life means something. I just read a review now of somebody who was saying they feel like they're not alone anymore because their story and mine are so in sync because because I'm using my platform for good. So using my platform for good impacts other people. It not only helps me, it not only gives me joy, it not only gives me money, but it helps other people. It helps you as you're listening to this. And so there's hope.